What can you say about starting a fresh year with Microsoft? I mean, they usually do kick off the year with they are usually the last 2 years they've done these developer directs. These are usually pretty decent. It's usually 3 games, and I feel like it's kind of like people are assuming there will be a 4th game to be revealed on this one. These have been pretty good. They've also shadow dropped, if you are a fan of that term. You know, Hi-Fi Rush, they kind of revealed and just kind of then released on that same stream 2 years ago. You know, these are typically good, but it just feels very funny that we're kicking off with Microsoft when their fortunes could not really be they couldn't be more mudded than they are right now. You know, it's they did not have a good 25. I mean, they capped 2025 off with the release of that handheld, which, like, you know, some people like. Uh-oh, Rosie's had enough. Oh no, she's getting some water. Thirsty girl? Good girl, drink that up. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up. This dog makes the most comically over-the-top slop noises when she drinks. Novelty X fresh out of surgery? Are you alright? Jeez. They put me on the big telly in the the room. Hope you're doing okay. Just in time for the funny thing is, I'm certain this stream will be okay. You know what I mean? All good, very minor. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And hopefully this is a good pick me up for you. Rosie is like now sitting completely like out of frame. She's sitting directly behind me. One of my next upgrades for this office I want to get a bed for right there for her, because that's where Elmo sits. Not just because it would be cute to have her in frame, but also she loves sitting behind this chair, which is a very standard office chair with wheels. And I actually haven't done it yet, but I'm just paranoid I'm going to roll over her ears or her paws with my chair. So I want her to sit there away from my chair. But it's not in the budget currently. But anyway, Xbox, not a good 25. It's not looking like it's going to be a super 2026 for them either. But as we switch over to the stream here, so they've said 3 games and 3 developers that are going to be focused on for this stream. It is Game Freak and their first big non-Pokemon thing in I don't know how long ever. They've done non-Pokemon things, right? I actually don't know. It's the Pokemon people making a big non-Pokemon thing. It's going to be Forza, which this year is a Horizon, so that's like, you know, the less serious, more kind of fun of the 2 Forza games. And Fable, which is kind of the big one, right? And then the constant rumors of a mystery 4th game. I have not actually heard any leaks or rumors about what the 4th game might be, so there could also not be one. I mean, there doesn't necessarily have to be one. So there's not really much to predict here. I will just say for Fable, for a game they have like revealed twice. They revealed it, they went quiet for years, they then re-revealed it with that like most recent trailer. That was now also a couple of years ago, and it went back to radio silence. Saying ahead of time that they're showing Fable at this, and these developer directs have also typically had relatively close release schedules. I think they have to have gameplay. I think it's embarrassing if they do another kind of grand re-reveal of Fable and they don't have gameplay. And I'll go one further. I think they have to have a release date. And I don't think fall 2026 cuts it. I think if they don't want to become Ubisoft and this thing of like all their games are just in the ether forever, Fable has got to have a date. I think you have to show gameplay. I think you have to have a date. I think if you announce ahead of time that you're showing Fable and it's your 3rd CGI trailer and there's no date, I think that's terrible. The chat is going LLL, of course, as they always do. What else we got here? I love Forza. Okay, lots of Forza positivity. State of Decay 3 people are hoping for. Okay, that's enough of the chat. That's enough of the YouTube chat. This year marks 25 years of Xbox, a milestone that celebrates the diverse storytellers, teams, and fans bring these worlds. So let's take a closer look at some of the amazing gems coming this year, straight from the creators building them. Yeah, they do nail this stuff. They do nail this stuff. All this stuff is coming to Game Pass, of course. And they are play anywhere, which is also a nice feature. Buy once, play on Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. I do not have Game Pass currently, but you know, I'm none of this year. Let me put my big fat head back where it was previously. I'm kind of vibing with the mid-screen big fat head at the moment. Holy shit! Kids, do not watch this stream! Holy shit, that is a lot of different countries. 18 symbols. Oh, dear. What am I... One tough task they do have is that Forza Horizon games are fun. I like them. I'm not big into motorsport, but I like the Horizon ones. They are tough games to kind of showcase on a stream like this, because that kind of became the meme like 15 years ago, with like a long time ago on E3, is like, you know, car porn trailers, right? It's like, how exciting can you make an annualized car franchise? Live audio a bit low, sorry. I lowered it because the music that Microsoft were playing before the stream started was really loud and obnoxious.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
I turned it up there a little bit. Let me know if that's okay. Let me crack open a Pepsi Max here. Not an ad, not an ad. Forza is not annualized, that is fair, but it's like they release one every couple of years, every like 2-ish years. It's not annualized, but it's also not fucking.
Welcome to this world first look.
It's not GTA either, you know.
I'm Torben Ehlert, design director for Forza Horizon, and I can't wait to show you what the team.
It's you know, my point is that it's going to be a trailer for their 11th car game. You know what I mean?
The Horizon Festival is a celebration of beautiful cars, hit music, and breathtaking locations around the world.
Yeah, so I didn't realize until they put that graphic up there. I did not realize that it's the same studio doing Fable. I did not realize that at all.
Japan.
Yes, this is the.
We designed a campaign that really focuses on your journey.
Okay, there we go.
You don't start as a superstar of the festival or a racing champion or even a rookie. You'll start out as just a tourist in Japan.
I forgot this was the long, much anticipated game set in Japan.
After that, you rise through the ranks, unlocking wristbands as you complete races in faster, more exciting
I believe
cars.
the date for this is already leaked. I think this is coming out in May, I believe.
At the end of each round, you must prove you're ready to move up by completing spectacular events to unlock your next wristband. These include classic Horizon showcases and our new Horizon Rush events, where you show off your skills on thrilling obstacle courses.
Not being a car guy, Forza Horizon is a classic, you know, Game Pass thing for me. When I have Game Pass, I'm like, yeah, I'll play Forza Horizon. Hell yeah, those games are fun. I would never buy one. I bought the British one. Was that 4? Because it was about to be delisted from Steam, and it was like a $5, so I bought. But I never buy these new.
Is yours to explore at your own pace. So, let's talk about the location we've all been waiting for.
Japan is the ideal location for our biggest, most exciting game yet. Full of beautiful landscapes and stunning contrasts of rural and urban, modern and traditional. This is our largest map.
Can I just shock you? It looks nice.
Diverse biomes,
A Forza game looks nice. It's the coldest take ever, but this is a nice looking cars driving around and nice looking Japan, you know?
To deliver the most compelling and authentic game possible. To help us create those experiences in-game, we sought out advice and insight from people who've lived with Japanese car culture their entire lives.
As someone who grew up in Los Angeles and Tokyo, both cities known for car
cultural
culture,
consultant and automotive
I developed a passion
enthusiast.
for cars early. I've also worked extensively supporting creative collaborations between Japanese and Western video game studios. Over the course of production, I had many conversations with the team about the nuances and the details of Japanese culture and how to reflect these in Forza Horizon 6. As an example, when we discussed naming options for the player home at Tokyo Docks, we discussed the building number, picking 7 and 8 because those two numbers
Missed
are
opportunity
considered
there.
fortunate in Japan.
It might be fortunate in Japan,
Numbers
but
are
you know
also
what would have been
a
funnier?
well-known Japanese proverb,
I'll keep it to myself.
Nanakorobi yaoki, which means never give up.
Bit of John Cena there.
When our team builds a Forza Horizon game, we're focused on the essence of the place, what makes it special.
Senior
and
environmental
unique.
artist.
At the start of production, our team traveled to Japan to capture reference for everything. Time lapses of real Japanese skies, photogrammetry of trees and geology, scans of roads and buildings, and things as simple as water kick-up and the way fallen cherry blossoms respond to passing cars. From these references, we then work to capture the soul of those places, adapting it for Horizon's open-world gameplay. And since Japan is home to driving experiences unlike anywhere else, that process begins with the roads. Inspired by the C1 Loop, Ginkgo Avenue.
See,
and mountain
again,
passes
this is
like
always the
Margarina
problem
and
that like
Bandai-Zuma.
Sony would run
Then
into it like
layering the
E3.
details around them, creating
It's not
a
that the stuff
world where
isn't like
every road
interesting,
leads to discovery.
but at the end of the day, you are talking about like the
For this
engineering
game,
of
we
the
built our
roads
biggest
in the
ever
game. You're gonna be, you know what I mean? It's not that it's not hard work, and it's not that it's not a pivotal part, but I feel like it's just a specific kind of car sicko finds this stuff interesting. I think some of those Gran Turismo ones during E3 were way worse because they were really getting into the weeds on how like the cars would work in a way that a very specific subset of people really enjoyed. But
And these changes are widely celebrated in local culture. We've captured that in games so that you'll see those changes reflected in the world around you as you explore. That sense of exploration is at the heart of the game. Everything you find on your road trip in Japan is something for you to collect. Cars, houses, landmarks, mascots,
yeah, and exactly,
and
yeah,
more,
that's
all
stuff that
trapped
makes the games
wherever
good. I'm
you
sure
go.
that's true of this as well. I mean, I think it's insane attention to
Japan's
detail,
car
but it just
culture
always
is one
makes it
reason
kind of
it's so
tough to
excited
demo.
for
You know
this
what I mean?
location. And Forza Horizon 6 will feature more than 550 cars at launch.
Jeez, that's a
Those
lot.
cars will have new body kits, new Forza
One thing I
Aero,
enjoy about the Forza games as well is
the
you
ability to
unlock
paint
those like
liveries on
quick.
windows.
Like they do not start you with like one
We've
shitty
also
car
fully
and then you have to
overhauled
play for
our
100
roster
hours.
with
Like
better
you
balance
unlock
across all performance
awesome
classes,
cars
from
very
D to
quickly
our
in these
new
games.
top-end R-Class for track-focused cars. We've improved how each car is affected by the world. For example, with new cosmetic tire wear, so each car responds authentically as you
It's
rack
a
up
nice
miles
looking
like
tire, you know, it is.
With more cars on day one than ever before, we've also created new ways to expand your car collection as you explore. Parked on driveways around the world, you'll encounter our new aftermarket cars. They're always bargains and include some extremely rare and unique cars to show off in your garage. We're not just bringing classic JDM to life, but also showcasing some of the newest, most exciting cars in the world. And Forza Horizon 6 cover car is one of them.
Oh, that looks nice. Is that a
The
Dodge?
GR GT is a race-derived road car that combines
I know
motorsport
nothing about
performance
cars,
with
dude. I know
road-going
so
excellence.
fucking little. Other than that one looks sick.
The ideal
Was
place
it?
to explore
I think it was
the
actually a
most modern
Forza and not a
iteration.
GT. Wasn't it one of the last E3s for a Forza
engineering
presentation? They like brought a car out on stage. I think they did that multiple times actually. It was like a Lamborghini, a fucking state-of-the-art like sports car. And it was just one of those. It was one of those bad E3s where like Microsoft were not doing very well, and people really dunked at them because they were like, they didn't show very much, and they spent a lot of money bringing a car onto stage. I think that was Microsoft. Oh man, look at that countryside.
Music is a huge part of the Horizon Festival, and we're curating a diverse track list from around the world, including exciting Japanese artists, so you can choose your perfect soundtrack, whether racing, cruising, or drifting. And to complement the visual contrast of our map, we've captured extensive field recordings across all 4 seasons in Japan, creating a rich and truly authentic world for you to experience.
In Forza Horizon 6, you'll have new ways to shape that world with features that let you make a life for yourself in Japan. Our new customizable garages are the perfect place to do that. You'll find one of these at every player house, big enough for multiple cars, where you can freely decorate the entire space. And when you're done, you can invite your friends over to see what you've built. But the ultimate place to express your creativity is the estate. This mountain valley starts off completely empty and overgrown.
Holy shit, that whole space?
You can build and decorate.
What the
directly in
fuck?
the open world here. And anything you construct is permanent and visitable by your friends.
You could make a really ugly industrial estate in the middle of the Japanese countryside. That looks like something from fucking Limerick. What the fuck are you talking
features from previous games. We'll also be adding new options like proximity radar for competitive players and
That's great.
auto drive for players who want to lean back and appreciate the world in motion.
That's alright.
Our major new accessibility feature is customizable high contrast mode.
Nice,
Making
okay.
the open world of Japan visually accessible to everyone. No matter how you and your friends play, you can customize Forza Horizon 6 so you can play together.
Japan is world-renowned for its car meets, like Daikoku, and inspired by these
Limerick is the next
Forza
one.
Horizon 6
So they'll do a motorsport, and then the
open
next
world
Horizon
car
will
meets.
be in Limerick.
These are places where you can show off your cars and characters.
Bit of a slow burner to
download
kick off,
tunes
yeah.
and
But this is the
liveries,
thing,
even
but
buy
and
a
it's the
copy
same
of
with
the cars
GT,
you
with
see.
Gran Turismo. It's like one of the
Then
biggest
head out together
franchises in the
to
world, and
explore,
this one, it's not one of the
where
biggest in
you'll
the world, but
find
this is
classic
one of
events
Xbox's
like street
biggest.
races and our
And it's
new
kind of like
toy
it's kind of like you gotta show it. You know what I mean? I mean because it's
Japanese mountain
people
passes.
like me are watching it, shrugging it, going,
There's more
I
to
don't know,
do in
looks
the
nice,
open
whatever.
world than
Maybe I'll
ever
play it,
before.
maybe I won't.
New
There's,
shared experiences
you know,
like
there are tons of
Horizon
people who will
Time
play it, so
Attack
you
Circuit.
have to show it. And
It's
where
a
you
seamless
put it
part of
is
the
a
open
tough
world,
question.
with no loads, no matchmaking.
Maybe
just a true
kicking off with it is probably not a bad idea
you,
because
your friends, and the
it sounds really shitty, but you kind of get it out of the way. Do you know what I mean? It's
Playing
the thing you
together is
have to
easier
show.
and more rewarding than ever.
All the other stuff's a little bit more exciting. You've got Game Freak's
Forza
game
fans
and
are
Fable
incredibly
and maybe a
creative,
mystery game.
making everything from liveries to race events and scenic locations to explore. To support your creativity, we've added the ability
Like if
to
you
start
kick off
rolling
with
from
like
anywhere, as
Fable,
well as loads
that's
of
super
other
hot,
player
right?
requested improvements.
And then
All
maybe
of
your
which are
third
also
game is like the
available in
secret
estate
game.
and the customizable garage. We
If you
also
stick
know
this
you
in the
love
middle
to
of those two, it
collaborate.
kind of
So in
kills the
Forza Horizon
momentum a little
6,
bit.
We're making building fully multiplayer. In Horizon Collab,
That's cool.
you and your friends can build anything you can imagine together.
From everyone here at Playground Games and Turn 10 Studios, we hope you've enjoyed this first look at some of the new features we've been working on, and that you're as excited as we are.
Did Playground also have a lot of layoffs? Because like apparently the last Motorsport wasn't as much of a hit as they wanted.
If you're a Forza fan on PlayStation, we'll be welcoming you to Japan later this year.
I
when
was
our
wondering
PlayStation
if they'd
version
say
is
anything
ready.
about PlayStation. So they
For
are.
now, though, stay
So they
tuned
are
for more
saying.
updates
So first of all,
about the
they
game
are just
over
saying
the coming
PlayStation
months.
on these
And
Xbox
thanks for
streams.
joining us. We can't
We're in a
wait
whole
to
new
see
era,
you in
folks.
Forza Horizon 6 as we discover
So I
Japan
guess
together.
May for Xbox and PC, and later this year for PlayStation, which I guess will probably be like Christmas. I guess like nice little November December boost for sales there. Oh yeah, Motorsport is turn 10, and turn 10 had layoffs, and yeah, I don't know if we'll get another Motorsport anytime soon. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because I was trying to say to myself, so Playground is making this and Fable, but they had layoffs. What is that? Was that a Gundam? So yeah, May 19th. Don't say that date if you're Kane. Alright, let's see what Game Freak has for us. I mean, that looks really cool. I think that'll be a nice little learner on the Fantasy
皆さん
League.
こんにちは。ゲームフリークのゼネラルプロデューサー大森茂です。ここは東京にあるゲームフリークのオフィスです。ビーストオブリンカネーションはかつてない新しい体験を
I always forget the
作り
name.
出すことに
Beast
手段
of
を持ったゲー
Reincarnation.
ムフリーク独自の取り組みギアプロジェクトから生まれた新しい挑戦です。これまでもポケットモンスターシリー
In
ズ
addition to the Pokemon video game series, we have brought forth variations of Pokemon Jockey, Giga Record, and more. I've not heard of any of this stuff.
常に新しいアイデアや世界観の構築に挑戦しています。ビースト・オブ・リンカネーションはまさに新しい体験ができるゲームです。遠い未来、
Post-apocalyptic Japan in the distant future.
一人と一匹のアクション RPG というゲームプレイで
One person, one dog action RPG. Hell yeah, boys!
ビースト・オブ・リンカネーションの世界で皆さんにも臨場感あふれる冒険を味わっていただくことができればと心から願っています。
これまではポケットモンスターシリーズでバトルプランナーやサウンドマネージャーを務めてきました。ただ、新しいゲームに挑戦したいという強い衝動もずっとあったんです。最初は黙々とそのゲームでやられる。
I feel like this type of game has kind of I feel like this type of game was big once upon a time that you and an animal and or monster fighting side by side kind of got replaced by the you and a child genre of game.
自分の心に反応しました。隔離された主人公
Yeah, Kiwami 3 not looking very good.
残りのある相棒
Which is surprising. Is the Yakuza boom period perhaps tapering off a little bit? People did not like that director's cut of Kiwami 1. And it seems like Kiwami 3 is... People are not super digging it. Sadly, not like any game in the forest. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean, to be honest.
と呼ばれる寄生植物が蔓延している世界がかつての文明の背景を覆い尽くすほどまでに植物が生い茂った過酷な環境となっておりダイナミックな移動が要求されます。
Oh, cool.
このような経緯で地を張って自由に操ることのできる鶴のような神を
You can do that anywhere? Is that like a
プロトタイプも出来上がってきました。
Okay.
人物のバックグラウンドとキャラクターデザインを形作っていったんです。
Okay.
これまでゲームフリークは動植物や自然と真摯に向き合ってきました。形状を自由に変えられて武器のように鋭くなりつつも美しい、そんな中核となるモチーフとして植物を選びました。ただ単に美しい植物を風景で表現するだけではなく、遊びにも植物を取り入れました。しっくりとくるモチーフを見出し、ゲームデザインとモチーフを紐づけることはポケットモンスターシリーズの開発を通じて培ってきた重要なステップです。モチーフが決まった段階でコンセプトアーティストの
Combat's bad like it was in the original one.
この世界のビジュアルを作っていくことにしました。
Well, Kiwami 2, if I recall correctly, is remade in the engine of 6. And 6 is a very modern feeling, different game. So I think Kiwami 2 feels a lot different to Vanilla 2. And Kiwami 1 is remade in the Yakuza 0 engine. Now, Yakuza 0 is not a drastically different game, but it's a modern game. I mean, 6 is the one where they really changed the way it felt. 6, they got rid of a lot of the loading screens as you go in and out of buildings. They don't instance you for a fight. They don't break up roaming and fighting with loading screens. 6 feels different, and they remade 2 in 6's engine. So, so I think there actually is an expectation that these Kiwamis would modernize and smooth out the rough edges. And my understanding is that 3, again, I haven't played 3. Actually, no, I way back in the day before Yakuza blew up, my one experience was I played Yakuza 3 and I was so fucking bored by that intro that I bounced off it until 0. But I think people actually do expect them to remake these games when they do a Kiwami and get rid of those rough edges and boost the positives and kind of sand down the negatives. I also heard they fleshed out and made the intro orphanage thing in Kiwami 3 longer, which I don't know if that's what people really wanted out of that.
その力を取り込んでいくことになります。汚れを封じることができるエマにしかできない特別な役目です。腐食体はこの世界
This is not exclusive, right? This game, this is just this will be like day one Game Pass, but it's not like an Xbox exclusive, I don't think.
エマとクーが戦う強力な敵です。腐食体は汚れを吐き、その巨体で世界を蹂躙していきました。腐食体の中でもひときわ大きい主と呼ばれる存在は植物を操り自身の支配地域に汚れの森を呼び出します。汚れの森に入ると周囲の環境がガラッと変わります。手強い腐食体が襲いかかり、プレイヤー
Yeah, I think this looks okay, but I mean it kind of looks like 2026 the game, doesn't it? I mean, I hate to be dismissive, but
かつての人間が魂を機械の体に転送した姿です。2000年の間に凄まじい戦闘技術
I mean, look, I'm more into this than any Pokemon game ever, so I will keep an eye on this. I think it looks like it might be fun. I mean, I like these kinds of games. It looks a bit near Automata, a little bit.
とどめはきちんとさせる。
エマとクーは同じく汚れの力を宿していて、互いにその力を影響させ合いながら戦います。例えばエマが敵の動きを見極め攻撃を受け流すと、クーに力がたまり開花技という強力な効果を持った技を発動できます。
Okay.
そして開花技を放てばさらに次のアクションの選択肢に幅が広がります。
Okay, a little bit of
エマはヒガンバナの大輪を咲かせ、その大輪に跳躍して。
Okay, that was cool. Yeah, okay.
また
Going a bit more in depth on the combat, it looks pretty good.
エマの強力な闘技を敵に叩き込むことができます。
A little bit of turn-based, some status effects on the enemies there as well. You know.
ターンベースの RPG コマンドのように考えることになります。スキルを磨くほどに、エマとクーの連携は研ぎ澄まされていきます。互いに補い合う関係で2人は常につながっているんです。
Yeah, I feel like playing this might actually be pretty fun. I think the art style and the general vibe are going to be tough to
またエマとクーの親密度が上昇するにつれて
tough to really vibe with, but
多くなります。様々なスキルを組み合わせることで独自のプレイスタイルを作っていくことができるんです。
kind of feel like Game Pass is going to be a good place for this, because if this plays really well, I feel like people might take a punt on it on Game Pass, and then word of mouth and how it plays will probably benefit it. I think they showed her petting the dog, I think. Although that could have been a cutscene.
ステルスだけで戦う人もいますし、常にエマで戦闘を仕掛ける人もいれば、クーを先行させて戦わせる人もいます。 エマとクーでどのような
Entirely up to you what gear you equip Emma and Koo with.
プレイヤーの皆さん次第です。皆さんがどんな意外な組み合わせを生み出すのか、今からとても楽しみです。
遥か昔に汚れに追い尽くされた美しくも過酷な新たな世界。企画構想から6年間、私たちはこの世界に数えきれない秘密や奥深い魅力を散りばめることに全力を注いできました。
I'm not crazy. It does look very near, right? Like the enemies, even the robot enemies, even kind of look very near.
すべてのプレイヤーの皆さんにイースト・オブ・リンカネーションの世界を
Does this have a
体験してい
date?
ただける日が待ち
He'll say it in a minute if it does, I
本
guess.
作は今年の夏
This summer, okay.
Xbox、PC
And PlayStation, okay, so it's not an exclusive,
でリリースさ
okay.
れます。さらにイースト・オブ・リンカネーションは発売初日から
Day one on Game Pass,
Xbox
okay.
でプレイ可能です。
No Switch 2, which is
ぜひ
interesting. Obviously, Game
ウィッ
Freak,
シュリストにご
you
登
know.
録ください。ゲームフリークが渾身の新作、どうぞご期待ください。
Still kind of unclear on what the real, you know, what the power of the Switch 2 is really going to be. Like, obviously, it has a bunch of really impressive stuff on it now, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff like that. But that all kind of feels like bespoke stuff that all the big publishers, you know, put a bit of effort in because it's still the launch period. Are games like that going to be coming out on the Switch 2 in real time? I don't know. Double Fine. Okay, interesting. My ears have pricked up. What you cooking, Tim? What are we cooking? I did not play that game they shipped last year, but apparently it was really good.
Oh, hello. I'm Tim Schafer, founder and studio head of Double
The-
Fine
the- the
Productions.
Lighthouse
I'm
game?
Elizabeth Larkin, senior tools programmer and junior in-house ceramicist. At Double Fine, we try to
Keeper,
take a
yeah.
little time every so often and create quick game prototypes. Anyone in the company can pitch a game idea, and we have a vote on which ones we want to try to make. We forget the projects we're currently working on, basically get amnesia, and we do this for 2 weeks. That's a fortnight. And we build a few of these experimental game prototypes. We call this process Amnesia Fortnight. We've had all sorts of great ideas come out of this process. It's just like this clay. With a little bit of pressure and creativity, something interesting is created that wasn't there before. Our next game came out of Amnesia Fortnight. It's all about encouraging you to create with others, and then use what you create to destroy each other.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tim, I'm intrigued.
Don't worry, it's easy to make a new pot if you're playing Kiln, our online multiplayer pottery party brawler.
All right.
We love to explore new and original ideas here at Double
Okay.
Fine. Alongside
I'll be
last
honest.
year's
The
Weird
wind
Witch
is a
Show
little bit out of my
features
sails
surreal and
versus
dreamlike
like
exploration.
Psychonauts 3. I know that was a very
Other side of that
naive
coin,
thing
bring
to think
high
about,
energy,
but
expressive multiplayer action.
okay. Let's see what the actual game looks like.
You'll get a chance today to see how we're continuing to foster our spirit of creativity with this next game. Derek Brand spearheaded this pitch, and he's here today to talk about this fully realized Double Fine experience he's leading with his team.
Kiln is a multiplayer party brawler and is just as much about the act of trading with your friends as it is fast-paced competitive destruction. We built this game to respond to your creative design choices, as well as your relentless cruelty to anthropomorphized clay pots. I've spent my career as a concept artist, focused on coming up with unique characters and environments at Double Fine. But I also play a lot of action titles, which got me wondering, what would a game look like that included not just the cathartic element of destruction and action, but the equally cathartic act of creation I was familiar with as an artist? I stumbled on the answer one day. What better solution than a pottery wheel? We wanted to give players the ability to create characters out of any shape and to make sure that what you make has a charming, animated personality. You start off as a little helpless, naked spirit. You're not capable of much in this state. Thankfully, you are capable of manipulating clay, and a pottery wheel is the perfect place for the creation of a new body. And when
Okay.
it comes time for destruction, those shapes needed to translate into capable fighters. Pots that can compete in challenges in a way that only pots can. Our game mode, Quench, brings all of that together in a 4v4 combat party
Okay.
atmosphere.
This is a lived experience of mine that I'm speaking on right now. This is going to be impossible to pitch to like my friends I play multiplayer games with. You know, I'm sure obviously it's going to have matchmaking. Like you're not going to have to just play it with your buddies, but
And of course, fill your pot up with water.
you know this is.
To ultimately douse the enemy's kiln and win the game.
Got him once. Now keep at it.
Yeah, like am I a fucking moron or is it like
We wanted to
it's
give
not?
players what we know they've always wanted from Double Fine.
It's kind of tough to elevator pitch.
With this strange concept came lots of design challenges.
Like, do you craft a character each
pots that have to transform
round?
into ceramic warriors. We had to figure out how to make an art tool, a character builder, and a loadout system all together, while keeping the whole experience approachable for anyone, not just pottery masters. After many iterations balancing simulation with arcade-like simplicity, we landed on a design that lets you feel like a master potter who can easily make any pottery shape you could dream up, even if you've never seen a potter's wheel.
People are gonna make so many dicks on this, but that's probably part of the fun.
It's weirdly satisfying.
It does look
Carefully married
cool.
the clay technology with the behavior of the sculpting tools and controls to make sure anyone can pick it up in seconds. Refine it with sponges, shapers, and straight edge tools to get specific and make it yours.
This tool seems cool, but this seems like a weird mechanic to have in a Gang Beast style wacky local multiplayer or online multiplayer thing. Do you know what I mean? Like.
So that means we had to ask ourselves, if I was a vase, and this vase that I just made was now my body, what can I, as a vase, do?
Every pot and kiln needs to have a core set of moves fit for a warrior. To run, jump, attack, and roll. They also must have moves fit for a pot to fill up with water and then splash that water out. Each shape has its own unique way of performing these moves, and because your shape matters, the animation team has taken on the challenge of bringing those different pot shapes to life in surprising ways. In addition to these core moves, each shape also has its own special attack, which we push to be the most fun and over-the-top moments in the game. Cups popping popcorn, bottles turning into swords, jugs blaring like megaphones, plates flinging pies. Everyone's shape is doing something different and exciting.
As you fight over the water on the battlefield and try to extinguish your opponent's kiln, you'll have to pay attention to each map's unique nuances. Our mantra of shape matters carries over into our maps. We specifically designed our maps to integrate with how you choose to play.
Toddler game for real.
So you'll see things like secret tunnels that only fit certain size pots, and pathways that are only traversable with certain shapes.
You'll fight on fractured, floating pieces of ancient history,
People aren't really
like an
very
ancient
nice.
Greek nightclub, fit for Dionysus. It's even got a
Yeah,
dance
Psychonauts
floor.
2 is what a fucking
Navigate
game.
Athena's giant strategic war map. Inflating sponge warriors with water to rearrange the battlefield to your advantage. Fight in the Egyptian god Set's dingy punk venue, complete with a mosh pit where only one pot can emerge unbroken.
Leverage your unique creations. Everything from your size,
I'm getting the feeling that like if
capacity to carry water,
if there was a demo of this, I feel like if I was to play this, it would probably be really cool.
define how you want to
I'm just
Do you want a team full of
when Schaefer pitched it as like, oh, we got creation tools, but it's also like a party brawler. I was like, okay, like yeah, you're gonna make a gang beast with a character customizer, and it's like kind of the more they keep saying about it, the more I'm like,
balances power and splashability. If you're skilled enough to end up at the enemy kiln with lots of water, you can unleash a powerful super splash ability that does tons of damage and makes the kiln vulnerable to further attacks, letting you and your team dunk on the enemy kiln to either
also
win
not to be
or
that
turn the
guy,
tide and make a comeback.
because I don't think I am that guy. Because I think I play a lot of live service games. I play a lot of multiplayer games, so I'm not inherently against those.
Again, and now you're back in the wedge.
I don't think I needed Double Fine making a multiplayer game and online. It's not what I go to them for. It's not what I go to them for Psychonauts and Broken Age and stuff like that. I
just want to create all day long.
Our decoration
I don't
system
know,
was
man.
designed to support your creativity. As we did
I
with the design of the
really
sculpting
don't want to
process,
take a
we
massive
looked to
shit
the
on this,
pottery
but
studio for inspiration.
It's not what I would
We
look
found
for
ways to
from a Double
translate
Fine
the
game, and I feel like it's trying to do
experience of
it's.
adding spouts, lids, and handles,
Here,
as
the
well
real
as
issue is, again, I'm sure it'll have matchmaking, but like I said earlier,
every design choice
I
you make
no
ultimately
fucking
serves
shot
the
am I
goal
getting my
of
friends to buy
enabling
this.
a
I mean, if
near
I buy it, and I
infinite
think it's the
range of
coolest thing
possibilities.
ever,
We can't wait to see what your
I'm gonna
favorite
have a
designs
tough job
It's all about
telling
my
people they need to
pizza
play
party
this.
themed small jug. It becomes a drill that can dive under enemies, and it pops up with a special delivery of destruction.
Last time Microsoft had a successful live service game. You know what? It might be Sea of Thieves, but funnily enough, Sea of Thieves was also like a No Man's Sky situation where it was not a success early on. It was a huge bomb. But they won people back, and I don't know the financials, but like we played Sea of Thieves together every couple of, we haven't done it in a couple of years, but we used to check in on Sea of Thieves every now and then. It was fun. We'd do a couple of sessions,
One of my favorite warrior pots has to be the medium
They do a
base.
doc for this,
It's decently fast for invading enemy players and matches. The decorations really make it shine. A curved elbow spout, cupid's handle, some spiked charms with a rainbow glaze, and one butt sticker. You can't go wrong with butt stickers.
My favorite pots use the absolute most material possible to make the biggest pots possible. I call it tiny.
Whichever pot you decide to create, whether you're a budding artist or a seasoned gamer, you'll be fulfilling your pottery power
This was the
fantasies
mystery
when
game.
Chill
Yes,
launches
this
in
is
spring
the
2026 on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
2026.
This
sometime.
is just the beginning of the pottery party as we bring regular
Launching on
updates throughout
PlayStation
the
as
year
well, yeah,
with
okay.
expanded decorations, new activities and game modes, and much more. Creating is more fun
I really
together,
like Double
and we
Fine,
love
but
to
I
help
don't know, man.
Sculpting's
I
experience. Be on
don't
the
know.
lookout to throw down with fellow Double Fine fans and join the Double Fine Action Insiders for an even earlier look and a chance to play in our closed beta very soon.
You want me to say it 5 times? That's mean. Am I supposed to? Okay. This game is called Kiln, an online multiplayer party brawler, online multiplayer party brawler. I'll never do it twice. Okay, I can do it again. Online multiplayer party brawler. It's getting better. Online multiplayer party brawler.
Spring. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. All right. The big one here. As I said at the top of the stream, I think they gotta have a date on this.
Games, where I'm thrilled to share our very first deep dive into a game we've been making here for a really
long time.
Playground Games is renowned for fun, immersive, and visually stunning open-world experiences. Since 2010, we've been developing the Forza Horizon series right here in Royal Leamington Spa, a charming little town in the middle of England. As Horizon has grown, so have we. Over the past few years, we've built a new team to carry that reputation into a new genre that we are incredibly passionate about. Fable is Playground's first open-world
I've played one Fable game for a couple of hours. I can't remember which one. I've very little attachment to this franchise. I'm curious about it though.
I think what we're making is really faithful to the spirit of the classic Lionhead trilogy that we all love. At the heart of our game is a simple, recurring question. What does it mean to you to be a hero? Our game is about choices and their consequences. It's packed with action, drama, British humour, moral dilemmas, and quite a few chickens. All of this combines in a fairy tale which could only be Fable.
In classic Fable fashion, you begin the game as a child, growing up in the sleepy rural village of Briar Hill. It's here that in a moment of extreme danger, your heroic powers first emerge, and we discover that you are Albion's first hero in a generation. But not long afterwards, disaster strikes.
Speaking of Albion, that reminds me, the thing I like last week on stream and earlier this week on the Discord that I teased I was going to go for in the Fantasy Critic was Masters of Albion. The Peter Molyneux thing. I was thinking about it because I thought the last trailer for it looked okay, and I thought it was coming out this year, but apparently I think it looks all right, but On Fantasy Critic, they have it listed as plans to enter early access. I did not realize that.
Oversized vegetable patches,
So I'm not going to bother.
And because our Albion is truly open world, for the first time, you'll be able to explore this rich and detailed world seamlessly, with the freedom to go where you want from early in the game.
We can't wait to welcome
Yeah, those early Fables are not like proper open world, right?
Bowerstone. Home to Fairfax Castle, the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty
Semi-open,
and
yeah.
criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game, as you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golden.
In the north of Albion, you'll find mountains, craggy coastlines, spooky marshes, and the bleak, windswept city of Bloodstone. Here, you'll meet the leaders of two rival gangs vying for power and uncover the secrets of the sinister but extremely
I don't think we're getting a release date. I'm just feeling in my gut. I don't think this is ending with a date. I don't think this is ending with a date.
Beautiful.
I think they're hitting us with winter 26. I think I could be wrong. I'm not getting the vibe that they're.
In Albion, heroes are special, different. They're stronger than regular people. They're more skillful, more charismatic. More importantly, they're those rare humans who can harness and use magic in the world around them. They have the power to do what they want.
Oh, yes, okay, thank you, chat. I was like, am I losing my fucking mind, or is this footage really choppy every time they cut to the gameplay?
Choose how your hero character looks. So, in Fable, you'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing, hair, skin tone, tattoos, and scars.
Like the art style is a bit of a change, right? It's another franchise that now has been around so long that it had stylized graphics on the 360, and now it's still kind of stylized, but it kind of has that generic's a bit harsh, but it has that kind of generic Unreal Engine look to it.
Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons.
Yeah, and as we were just saying,
gives us style weaving combat.
It's choppy, isn't it? Like this footage, it looks a bit
hitchy. Show off your personal playstyle against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
We're excited to be bringing back some fan-favorite adversaries for you to fight.
Enemies can damage each other. You know I'm a sucker for that.
Colorful and trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies
Oh,
too,
shit.
like this fierce cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do.
Yeah, I mean, the combat was never the Fable thing, was it? Obviously, they have to have it, and you need magic and stuff like that. But
for me, what I remember most vividly,
it's talking to characters
and the things you can do with them.
It's a vibes franchise, I think. It's a vibes franchise.
Fable games was that in the middle of a sprawling RPG was almost a complete other game where you could just mess around with the villages and townsfolk.
And we've built that same experience in the middle of our game too. Buying a house, getting a job, making some money.
Romancing a villager, getting married, having kids.
Fancy a date?
Perfect.
That's cool.
You can get to know me better.
How's Fable looking?
Buying another house.
It hasn't been looking great, but I think we're now finally getting into like some of the interesting stuff about it. Look, the combat gameplay was never going to knock us out of our chairs, was it? You know.
Probably getting divorced along the way for good measure.
And this game within a game is unique to Fable. It's systemic, interconnected, and you see the ripple effects of the things you do everywhere you go.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
I mean, this is the thing that this studio can make good on that Molyneux famously did not, that people ridiculed. One of the big Molyneux, original Molyneux fuck-ups was the over-promising on the world building of these games that was good but never delivered on the level he wanted it to be. I mean,
you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe
having the game be full of 1,000 NPCs that are all bespoke and go on have their own unique routines and personalities is very ambitious. And having if they all remember.
All the stuff you do affects what they
Oh wait, hang on,
you.
my big fat head's in the way. There was a little prompt there that says he doesn't like you because you evicted him.
Impressive. Now that's an era.
The tree stuff was the famous one. He bragged about planting a seed as a kid, and then you go back and it's a tree.
Evil underpinned all of the original games, and morality is central to our game too, but we have a slightly different take on it.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas.
Okay.
And importantly, morality is subjective.
Shades of grey, boys. Shades of grey.
No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
They'll remember things you did directly to them.
They think you're a rich twat.
And they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you, but the people of Albion will, loudly.
Imbecile.
Your reputation is created by the choices you make, and you are going to make a lot of them. Big choices, little choices, moral choices, and some choices that will actually change the landscape of Albion for the rest of your game. We call this idea, your choices change the world. Let's give you an example.
What a snappy name.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem.
Very big Richard Ayoade.
To deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house prices. It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister.
In Fable, the choices you make will define you. What does being a hero mean to you?
All that stuff seems cool. Again, they have the chance to actually make good on a lot of this stuff.
Open world experiences. Yes, they've typically involved sports cars.
Was kind of,
this
kind of in the original games.
All of us here. Every member of this team, which we've built from scratch, has two key things in common: a deep love for the franchise.
I mean, the combat looked like what it looked like. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it kind of looked like combat from the original games, to be honest.
But also to introduce Fable to gamers who've never played the series before. It's been great to finally tell you a little about the game we're making. There'll be much more to share as we get closer to our launch.
Which is?
I'm excited to tell you today that Fable is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in autumn 2026. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
I mean, it's not nothing, but this game's been in development for a long time. It's nearly February. If you can't tell me October 23rd, if you can't, like, you know what I mean? I think it's crazy. I think I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be saying the exact same thing I'm saying, which is, okay, they obviously the game, so after being in the ether for so long, the game is obviously closer to let me turn down the audio here a little bit. The game is obviously closer to being released since they're at least confident enough to say autumn 2026, right? To give a little bit of credit, that certainly indicates that the game is close. But to not be able to say a date, I think is crazy. I think it's crazy. I thought that looked good. I thought Fable, fair enough. They didn't feel the need to polish up some bullshit 60 frames per second footage for the trailer. It's in development, so it was a bit choppy. You leave them off, right? You leave them off. The combat, the combat not looking especially anything, doesn't really irk me because it's not really what you want out of this franchise. In the same way, like I was playing Metroid Prime 4 and I didn't really like the combat at all, but that was the least of that game's problems because I was playing that and I was going, well, it's not really a first-person shooter in that sense. Same with Fable. I mean, it's a third-person RPG action game, but like not really. You're not really playing it. Where's the chat? I want to see this fucking chat. One more look at the chat before we call it. We got a W. L. Gears E Day, please. I mean, yeah. Nothing from Bethesda? Brother, they announced what studios was going to be ahead of time. If there was a surprise Bethesda game, that would have been mental. That would have been mental. When they have a Bethesda thing to show, that will probably be Summer Games Fest, or it'll have its own stream. Boring. 3 out of 4 games was good. I consider this a W for Xbox. Halo 5 PC win. Okay, no. That's it. Oh. Fallout. Again, what are these people expecting? I don't blame them for not committing to dates given their... I mean, totally, but also it's just kind of like... It's just like how much... I don't know. It's just given how long that game has been in the ether. But look, overall I thought that was good. Forza looked good. Beast of Reincarnation... Actually, now looking at... I mean... That was an okay stream. Forza looked cool, but it's a Forza game. Beast of Reincarnation, I think we all said, look, it looks like they're putting some hard work into it, but I'm not counting down the days necessarily. Kiln, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that's going to be a tough sell. And Fable, I thought looked good. Yeah, okay, not a barnstormer, not the most insane direct you'll ever see, but some solid enough stuff for Xbox. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this stream. We're basically just gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go make my dinner. I'm making spaghetti. Okay, I'm gonna go make my spaghetti, and then we're back here in an hour for Bully. Bully is back on the agenda. Episode 3 of Bully. We've already found the town. We already hit the town last week. So we're going to be jumping into more story missions and probably some more achievement hunting on tonight's stream. So look forward to that. I will see you fine folks there in about an hour's time. Peace out, and I'll talk to you very, very, very soon. See you in a bit.